Hello, my name is Relu. I am a chemical engineer. I am from Greece. I studied chemical engineering in Greece, and then I did a postgrad master's in material science and technology. And then when I moved to the UK, I started working, and I also completed my studies for a PhD. And today I would like to talk to you about energy and materials. So as I mentioned earlier, I have a master's in material science and technology, where I worked with specific materials for use on fuel cells. And then when I moved to the UK, I started working with a company called Ceres Power, and they develop a solid oxide fuel cell. So what I'd like to do today is combine my passion for energy solutions, greener energy solutions, and what I also know how to do very well, materials. Now, to start with energy, why is it important now, and why is all this sound around environment and green energy? Now more than ever, the population has started to concentrate in bigger cities. And now everyone has access to technology, whether it's a car, whether it's a smart device, and most of us have more than one. For example, I have two screens right in front of me and my phone. So that is energy consumption. We like our comfort, and comfort consumes energy as well, whether it is manufacturing something or whether it's using energy to take advantage, whether it's a car drive instead of walking somewhere. So the consumption of energy is higher than ever, and this has a direct impact to the environment, because the more energy we consume, the more our carbon footprint increases, and this is what is damaging in a wider sense the environment. So, with all this technology, what would we do about this? So I'm sure you've all heard the terms renewable energy, and what does that mean? Renewable and sustainable energy is the energy that we can use from already existing resources, like the sun, the wind, the energy of the water, and the earth as well itself. So these are what we would call endless, infinite energy sources. And for some reason at this stage of the technology, is a bit challenging to make sure that we utilize everything due to many reasons as well. And however, technology has advanced enough for us to start looking into a greener energy solution, and this is where fuel cells come in. So if you think about it, imagine how we got into space rockets or cars. So we started by walking, then we started having horses, and then we started having cars. So in our case, cars would be the absolute zero carbon energy solutions, which would be all the energy that we can drive from the environment as it is. And horses is the intermediate stage where fuel cells come in. So I will specifically be talking about solid oxide fuel cells and what Ceres Power does specifically. So what we do is we combine a unique material set, which is metals and ceramics, to create what we call the steel cell. So the steel cell, when it's put into the system, it uses fuel like natural gas. And then what it does with all the reactions happening, it gives you heat. So you can always have hot water in your house. And electricity, where you can heat, let's say, your towel rail. And this has a smaller carbon footprint because one of the products of the reactions happening in the system is water. And as I said, this is a greener solution, and it can be used in combination with more systems, if that makes sense, to create a larger capacity. So from a house, we can move on to a factory. Some systems can be put in cars, data centers, generally everywhere that electricity is required. And now materials. So why are they important? So one of the things about any energy solution, it doesn't matter whether it's renewable or not, the materials, the systems that will gather, let's say, that energy and store it, they are in quite extreme conditions and quite corrosive. So material science comes in to make sure that these materials are sustainable, and they can live through life. So through life is not a day or two, it's thousands and thousands of hours, which translates into many years. So as materials, so we need to make sure that we develop them in a way that can live at a high temperature. So for example, when you see a rusty nail, so that material is not made to be used in, let's say, high temperature environment, and high temperature can be from 600 up to 1,000 degrees. So what we do, and specifically for the steel cell, we either develop or we choose materials that are there to live for many, many years under high temperature and corrosive environment, where there is humidity, we have natural gas in it, and we have to also make sure that apart from what we call chemical integrity, they also have mechanical integrity. So, they don't break when you place it on the table, they don't break. So it combines everything you need to know about science, and particularly for the steel cell itself. So as I said, we have thin ceramic layers on a thicker metal substrate. And why is that a thing? So ceramics and metals are, what I'd say in simple terms, are the exact opposite materials. So one of them is more ductile than the other, not to mention that at higher temperatures they behave differently. So at Ceres Power, we have made materials that have the right chemical and mechanical properties to give us efficiency, which means with the least effort we get the maximum results, and also mechanical integrity, which is a longer life of the material. So we have to study all aspects of the ceramics and the metals to make sure that we don't break the system before its time, if that makes sense. And science, and especially around materials and energy, is growing faster and faster, because now more than ever we need to give back to the earth, because we've taken so much the past many years. And I think with the recent pandemic, for me, that was the best example. And I hope that this is a wake-up call, and I hope younger people, or even already people that have established a career, they want to contribute towards developing science and engineering around solutions that can make us work in a more efficient way, but most importantly, a greener way. So there are huge investments around that and the environmental impact, and more robust solutions are coming into life. And as Ceres Power, we're constantly evolving and we're constantly producing, and we're looking for more ideas and more talent. Not just as Ceres, I think the whole sector at this stage is looking for more talent and motivated people to move forwards to greener solutions. And for me, one last thing is like understanding materials. You can understand the world, and I think this is what STEM gives us. By having the fundamental knowledge of STEM sciences, of STEM related subjects, we can understand everything. There's nothing that will come our way that we cannot tackle, because if we don't know the answer, we will definitely know where to go to. So the right choice of materials and the right combination of materials can give you a very robust solution to solve certain energy problems. And then once you develop that, the sky's the limit. Thank you very much.